Star Wars The Last Jedi was released in 2017 and was directed by Rian Johnson. Rey is now learning more about her Jedi path and she's being taught by the big name Star Wars character Luke Skywalker.
So, like with the other films in this franchise, I was requested by Marvel Fanboy to do these films. And after watching this movie for the first time, it's decent. Not great. Decent. But that's it. The problem for me, the story is just kind of, it's it's just kind of there really. I feel the film's pacing is matches the runtime because it really does feel like 2 hours and a half. I do think some scenes were quite a little slow, and I think, there isn't a lot of action in this film until the third act, but when we do get the action, it's pretty spectacular, and like visually the movie looks amazing in a few shots. Like some scenes look really great to look at, and there's a lot of, explosions, so that's quite cool, and they're very beautiful to look at on the visual level. I think the story, it just feels more, I don't know, it just doesn't feel interesting. It's not as interesting as some of the other films. I think it's just, it just feels like it was set up from the last one. But if I'm being honest, I don't even have much of an opinion on the story. It's not terrible, but it's not all that great either. The acting is pretty good. I think Daisy Ridley's English accent has grown on me. It got better. I do think they could do American, but it's pretty decent for what this is. The acting is pretty good, like I said. I think Mark Hamill is great. He's fantastic in the reprise of Luke. It's great seeing him. We saw him younger in the original, and now he's all grown up. He's gotten older. I think that's fantastic. The special effects, like I said, are just phenomenal. They're absolutely amazing to look at. The action sequences, well, there's not a lot of them, but there is, big ones they build up to. And the action sequences are absolutely phenomenal. They're really exciting, and they add a lot of excitement to the film.
I think Rey is a big improvement here. Her journey, I think, is a little more interesting and she had more character development. She's not as good as Luke, but she's good for what she is. Finn isn't in this film as much as the last film, and that's quite a letdown for me, as he was my favourite character in the first one. But he was good enough. I thought Rose was just okay. I don't have a lot to say. Poe, okay, no more panda jokes, is good. I forgot to mention him in my review for Force Awakens, but he's pretty good in both of these films. Kylo Ren has some pretty good character development, and the backstory is quite interesting. Luke is the big name in this film. He has a big dramatic character change, and he's changed a lot since the original trilogy. And I quite liked his change as he has gotten older, and he is a very interesting mentor character, and that flashback was quite tragic.
The other characters are pretty decent, and Princess Leia is good here, and rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. She'll always be remembered for this role. And I think the music is pretty decent. It's all right. Like, it's not an amazing soundtrack, but yeah, that's all I can really say about this film, to be honest.
Overall, I don't really have many thoughts on this movie other than it's just decent, but it's not terrible, but it's not great either. I'm gonna give The Last Jedi a 7 out of 10.
So with that said, stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be on The Rise of Skywalker. And then on Saturday for Halloween, Mitchell Sorinki has given me a request. And I'm not going to say what film it is. It's an animated film from 2006. That's the only hint you're getting. Okay, it's kind of giving it away, but I'm not saying anything. It's that's the film I'll be reviewing. But it's just an animated film from 2006 he requested. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And until then, guys, skadoosh everyone and take care.